Opposed? No. It's passed. All right, I guess, GC Hickson, can you step at the table, please?
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chairman, before we start, I just want to give you sort of a summary of where we are on the abatement program that we started back in 2006. Just a couple of numbers for you. We began the program in 2006. That's been almost 14 years ago now, 13 years. We have approved 19 projects, so that's about a project and a half a year. 7 of those are now completed, so we have about 13 or so, 12 or 13 that are active. We'll have 2 more that rolls off of the abatement next year in 2020. That will be 2 pretty good sized buildings, which is the Starbucks building and the Starbucks and the Amazon building down on 840. So when you sort of look at growth numbers, what that means to us is probably about $650,000 of increase in taxes on those 2 buildings. Now, that should appear on your tax roll next year. So we haven't given up money on the early years, but I contend that we've paid price and those buildings are on the tax roll, and that won't include personal property taxes that may be within the building. It may not also include, if we have a building with $40 million and when the tax assessor goes out and assesses at $43 million, those numbers should be a little bit higher. But we won't go into the jobs and all those things, but we're about halfway through the active projects. And so we've approved, that's what we've done since 2006. In 2018, we approved 1 project, that was the O'Reilly deal at 840 and Central Pike. And in 2019, so far this year, we've done the Rooms to Go project, which has the retail component to it, which was a new project. And then we've also approved the Wonder Porcelain 300,000 square foot expansion. So when people say, we're doing a lot of this, at this point we'll give you a summary of the numbers. Again, about 13 of those are active. A couple more roll off next year, so we're about halfway through. What you have tonight is a company identified, Genuine Arts Company. Basically, you probably know this company is Napa. Napa is, the name, so it's very similar to the O'Reilly's project. We worked with them for several months trying to find sites. They identified a site, but when they got into site prep numbers, construction numbers, it just wasn't within their budget. So we went back and worked with them again. During this time, the state building down just south of the Rooms to Go building, the big white building at 840 Joshua Pike, became completed. And that's where they're pursuing purchasing that building. The numbers are the same. We've run it through our economic study like we need to. The executive committee approved the project as a build to suit in August. This morning they looked at it again as a just purchase of the building, and they affirmatively recommended that you consider this in a positive manner. It's 150 jobs, 135 of those are $16.46 an hour, 10 office and administration folks, about $20 an hour. You have your package, and then 5 management positions. That's what they've committed to. $25 million per building, $6 million in personal property, and then you see what the abatement numbers are. I think the good things about this project is that they're purchasing the building. Not a third-party logistics company, just like Rooms to Go. Companies have more money now that they want to invest in real estate. They're doing it, and I think this could be a long-term win for us, creating some good jobs, and I'd be glad to answer any questions. It does comply with what the rules are, and like I said, the executive committee had looked at it 2 different ways, and both times they voted to submit it for your consideration.
Do you know how many employees, if they approve this, there will be, or did I miss that?
150.
150, and it's on the fourth paragraph. Front page.
Okay.
And this is something that Mayor Jennings asked us to do more when we present these also at the executive committee to break it out. That's probably in line with what most logistics folks are paying now. We're hearing of about $14 as a base. Amazon's at 15, and so my son's in this business. Those rates are going up, and difficult for them even at that. But that's what they projected to be a employer of choice. Again, good company that's buying the building. I think will be here long term.
I guess you just need a motion from us.
That's correct. The process is, we do the economics on it, we go to the committee to look at it, to comply with what we're trying to do, and then final approval is both this office and this committee, and then the industrial board has to make sure that it's done correctly.
Yes, sir.
I just have, I'm sorry, just have a quick question. Did I hear this right, 75 truck routes?
That's probably correct, it's over on both sides.
Wow.
It's about dollars.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just a 4-year project.
It's just a 4-year. When we did the O'Reilly's project, it was about 400 jobs, but they only guaranteed 150 new. So it's very similar to what we did in 2018. That's the way it works out. Our maximum term is 7 years. We've only done that 3 times to date.
That's a pretty good size building.
Make a
Well-
motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
It's a good sized building until you look at one next to it, which is 950,000 square feet.
This is
It looks a
small
little
fry
small.
then, yeah.
But it's a good company. I
Yeah.
appreciate the support.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Maynard?
Yeah, the other thing in your packet is, I was talking with Ashley McAnulty and mentioning the Highland Heights property that we passed a resolution to purchase, and we discussed that we had basically never formalized the fact that we're making, at least not in this form, the fact that we're making payments on that property over this year and one next year. And he felt like, and I agreed with him, that basically that constituted a note and needed to be presented as such in this manner. So basically all this does is formalize, memorialize what really already has been done. We've already agreed to make the payments, but it is, in essence, it is we did create a debt when we agreed to pay payments in the future, and we just never ran it through quite in this manner. So we're just trying to clean it up and make it be the way it should be.
Everything's the same?
Everything's the same.
I got a question. Did we have a conversation one time talking about the title where somebody, a former trustee or something had put the title to where they couldn't change it or couldn't sell it or something? Did we get that cleared up?
We had to do a friendly condemnation on that property, and I'm speaking, it's really the county attorney's area to speak, but.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We did. We had a situation where we needed to get that cleared up, and then we had a situation where they had added a trustee for the church. We had the 3, so we got the 4 to sign, friendly condemnation, entered an order the same day, saying property title was free and clear.
Okay. But I just want to make sure there wasn't a cloud on it, because I know we talked about that, but I didn't know what the end result was.
There really wasn't a cloud, there was the potential for a cloud, and when you're spending this much money, you want to
Yeah.
get that removed before you
Yeah.
go any further.
I mean, okay, great, thank you.
Just to remind everybody, this money is coming out of the Capital Projects Fund. Our resolution basically covered everything. We just never actually mentioned the fact that we were entering into debt by the fact that we were paying over multiple years.
The first year's payment, we paid cash for it.
We did, which would
And that's
serve
the
as a
reason
down
we did
payment,
this, yeah.
and this is
Yeah.
for the other 2 payments.
So 3 payments altogether.
Yeah.
We're doing a motion?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes. Anything under other business?
I thought that Are we gonna discuss the adequate facilities tax?
We
or
are,
the
it's
sales
gonna be under
tax?
new business.
Okay.
Any other old business? Under new business, I'd first like to make a motion to have a resolution come to the county commission in November concerning the special election for the sales tax. That it'll meet within the 3-month period if it brings it to the county commission in November, and then hold the election in March.
So is that a motion? Second.
Motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Sitting here holding the minutes from the last commissioners meeting, and it said that would be addressed. He asked that it be addressed,
Yeah, in the budget, they just do.
but did you say something about November?
We want to have a resolution come to the county commission, full county commission, in November for a vote, because it's got to be within 3 months of when we vote on it, and it comes out for the election.
Okay, well, this said September. This says next budget committee to look at in September.
That's what we're doing now, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah,
To bring it back before the full commission in September before vote, so that's just been disregarded.
Yeah, we're just bringing it up in budget, and now we're going to move for the resolution to be brought back to the full county commission in November. So, yes,
You
sir.
want to explain that?
Yeah, there's two provisions in the law. There's one that says, when you pass a resolution asking for an election, then they set the election. The other one says that if you, the other state law says if you ask for a resolution, it has to be set no more than 75 days out, no less than 75 days out, no more than 90. So if we didn't want to have any type of conflict over when the election was. The discussion had been to have the election in the March presidential primary. We didn't want to run the risk of voting on it in September and somebody saying you got to have the election in December, which means you got to have a special election, which means it's totally the county's cost to do it. This way you can avoid that and have it set in March, and we felt the safest way to bring it was to approve it tonight, bring it to the November County Commission, and then we're within those 90 days. And we met with Philip Warren, the elections coordinator, and he's confirmed that we're okay on that. So that was the plan. That's the reason it's being done that way. We didn't want to get caught in a situation where somebody said, you got to have a special election 4 days before Christmas or something like that.
And I've kind of been ignored before, so I didn't want this to happen again.
I've never ignored that.
I didn't say
So,
it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. I'd also like to recognize Jerry McFarland for our new business.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. You mentioned a minute ago about the AFT, the Planning and Zoning Committee has discussed it for our last 2 meetings. I'd like to share with you, first of all, 2 meetings ago, the majority of our time was spent on that, what we need to do, what we don't need.
You can come up to the table if you like.
I'm good right here. I've got a knee replacement. I have a little pain here. But we did that. Then last month we had a workshop, and I think everybody was invited to that, and eyes were open. And since that time, myself and members of the committee have had numerous phone conversations concerning that. And I want to just share one little history document with the committee before I get into recommendations we'd like to make. First of all, the AFT was enacted November 1st, 2003 at $1,000. And then it was 2 years later, it was up on November 17th, January 24th of 2005, it was increased to 3. And it hadn't been increased since, although we have increased property tax and other things, the AFT has not. In our discussions in the committee, we kind of felt like it ought to be in the $7,000 to $8,000 range instead of $3,000. That catches up kind of where we're at. So, the recommendation I'm coming for to set on the table for your consideration is to go from $3,000 to $7,500. The $2,000 remaining going to education, and $500 going to general government for the purposes of jails and beaver stations and whatever else that we have to do. And if it's possible, Mike Dibbins, if there's possible in this same resolution that I hope you guys will put together tonight, to do an escalator clause, that if we implement it immediately, like week's Monday, that 2 to 4 years from there, we can have another $2,000 added to that.
Okay.
And the escalator clause, have that kind of, come back through this gyration of width again. And there's another side to this thing that we need to address, and that's on the, Karen called it the commercial, industrial, institutional, and religious permits. And basically, the side of that is, that, and I want to ask you guys to address, is the cents per square feet. And it's, right now, it's 30 cents per square foot, all the way down to 3 cents per square foot, depending on the size of the building. And what I'm simply asking is, recommending to you folks, is that we bump that up by 50%, so that if it was 30%, so if it's 30 cents, it would be 45 cents, if it's 10 cents, it'd be 15 cents, and if it was, I hadn't done the math with 3 cents, but it'd be 4.5 cents thereabouts. So that's our recommendation to this committee, and hopefully you guys will put that in a resolution and send it on to the commission for our next commission meeting.
I think you probably want two.
Yeah.
Because you may not want it, I'm not trying
Confuse
to, but
nobody.
you may not
That's
want all or nothing, you
That's
know.
right.
Yes, sir.
I was just gonna agree, it's 17 votes for the AFT. I'm not sure.
The changing the rates.
Right.
Any other discussion?
On with the escalator clause, if, in how many years?
4 years from the day and month of implementation, and that makes $2,000.
I think that's fine, but I'm just wondering, and y'all said it would be, but what if, that when it needed, we needed to go, at some point, we need to go back and decrease, we just have to go through all this again?
So do another resolution, right?
Resolution supersedes another
Yeah.
resolution.
So overall, you're saying it'll end up being 9,500?
Correct.
That's
In
correct,
4 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
Any other comments before we move on? Yes, sir.
On that escalator clause, is that, we do that if we need to, or is that automatic?
Automatic.
Is that automatic?
Automatic, I think.
But of course, they can be changed at a later date by commission, by changing, bringing it up and changing it, superseding this resolution.
Well,
And we-
if we see our economy changing, we can
Yeah.
change it
It
too.
just kind of now put it in there, so
Right.
we don't have to come back and do it again, but it can be changed
Okay.
in the future. I won't be here, but.
Can we just, can we do the escalating clause later?
It's
I
a
just-
budget committee now, whatever you guys want to do.
I would
I'm just trying to
rather,
eliminate going through this.
I'd rather wait, I'd rather have the discussion again in 4 years if we need to, and not sit there and come out tomorrow in the newspaper that we're automatically gonna raise it 2,000 in 4 years. That's my
You don't
thought.
really think it's coming out in the newspaper tomorrow, right?
I
Could be
I guarantee.
No, that's Saturday.
It'll be online on Facebook here.
Right, your motion and second was to approve everything's been said up to this, so
I'd
you
like
may
to,
want to amend
I want to
that.
amend, I
Yeah.
do not want the escalator clause, that's,
Second.
And who knows, in 4 years, it might be $4,000.
That's what I
That's
could.
why, but I mean, I'm good with it anyway.
or it could be less.
Never less in Wilson County.
Okay. All in favor?
Uh,
Any opposed? Any other new business come before this committee? Yes, sir.
The second part of this, the second part of what he brought up, is that gonna be a separate?
Yeah, I'm gonna do two separate resolutions. I figured one vote here would be okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do two separate resolutions, and I'll put that,
Understand.
yeah.
one for commercial and one for residential.
No,
Anything
I'll do
else?
One for the adequate facilities tax, and one for the building.
Gotcha.
We've done a lot tonight.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Uh,
That's fine. Good job.
Thank y'all.